Okay, so we've talked about how to stand, how to move, which part of the foot to move on to. So let's put some of these together as we take an actual step. So we go to position 1. Okay. Now we've got my hips rotated. I took that muscle over to that wall. Got my nice hip rotation. And notice you can see if I do this from the front or the back, you can see my hip that's rotated back is ever so slightly higher. Okay. So this would be kind of neutral, flat hips. This is slightly higher. This is slightly, you can see my belt is a little bit angled this way. Okay. So as it rotates, it's also rotating and staying slightly higher on that one. Because I want to keep a nice leg line here. If I put this flat, you can see that my hips are pretty flat. So as I rotate here and I keep the toe up there to create that line, that's going to lift that side of my body. Right? And the same thing on the other side. Okay, so I did from the back. As I rotate, you can see that I have this hip higher, slightly over the other side. Okay, so as I move, I take my step and then I rotate. So this rotation should not affect the foot you're standing on. We call this the standing leg. So it shouldn't affect the standing leg. My leg should not swivel. So the leg I'm standing on should not be swiveling if I'm just doing the walks. It'll swivel for the turns. We'll cover that later. Right? But if I'm walking straight forward, if my feet are turning, then we're getting too much hip rotation. Okay? So we only want the hips to rotate as much as the feet can allow for them to without adding extra rotation. Okay? So if your feet are at 10 and 2, they need to stay that way. They shouldn't rotate more as you rotate the hips. Okay? So I step, rotate the hips, not the feet. My feet are still turned out in those two positions. Okay? So if I end up doing this, then I rotated my position. I'm no longer going straight. So you can kind of cheat and do, oh, I need my knee to go forward. But yeah, but now your whole body position is over there rather than being straight forward to where you need to be. Okay, so don't fool yourself in thinking that because you step and rotate your hips over there, that you're getting some great hip action. You're not, you're just facing a different direction. So that's not really hip action, that's you change direction, that's called turning. So you step forward, rotate the hips, but I'm still maintaining my position forward here. Rotate the hips, I'm still going forward. Okay? So a little exercise to be able to do this is you just stand on one leg and you just do the hips. So you stand on your left leg, for example. I take this inside muscle over to that wall. That puts my pelvis in the right position. Now I'm just going to rotate my pelvis without adjusting my foot that I'm standing on. So my left foot is still pointing that same direction. This is what you can see. My left foot is still pointing in that same direction the whole time. Okay? So you should be able to rotate back and forward without it affecting this foot and swiveling your foot. Okay? So make sure every time we step, we're rotating the hips, but not the feet. If we rotate the feet, that's the next thing. We rotate the feet, that's our turn. Okay? We'll cover that in just a few minutes. Okay, so we've got this step. So my foot is staying right there in place, rotating the hips. I should be able to rotate back. I should be able to go to the side or forward without this foot being affected in its position. Okay? That way I can do all the steps in the same direction, facing the same way without it adjusting my feet too much. Okay? All right, so with the feet turning out, every direction we need to have the feet turned out that same way. Okay? So let's say I do a forward step. My feet have to stay turned out. Another forward step. Feet are still turned out. Okay? A way to make this happen. Here's a breakdown of the walking action, what your feet are doing. Okay? As I step forward, I bring my foot through with the toenail. Okay? I rotate my hips. and bring it through. Okay? Now I push the leg, I straighten the leg out ahead of me, and I put the outside toe down first. Okay? So my toe, my big toe nail that I used to pull the foot through is now off the ground, and my outside toe, my little toe, is actually touching the ground. Okay? Let me show it this way so you can see. Okay? So my big toe is off the ground. Now when I put the heel down, my toe is turned out. So I don't have to think about doing extra rotation or something. You can see it's kind of twisting my whole body to get my foot there. If I just just roll the little toes down as I put my heel down, that will allow for my toes to be in the right position already. Okay? So as I bring my leg through, I point it out, I put the outside toes down first. Now as I do ball flat, my toe is in that position already. It's like a magic trick. You don't have to do anything extra if you put the outside toes down first.